you view Vice President J.D. Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable. I mean, I don't think that I think you have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early.
A loyal soldier. So, how did things fall apart so fast? Fast forward to this moment, and it's a completely different vibe. During a recent television interview that quickly turned into a spectacle, Trump unleashed one of his trademark verbal takedowns, aimed squarely at Vance. Referring to him as soft, Trump's tone was with disdain, as if Vance were some lightweight who dared to stray from Trump's shadow. Viewers were caught between gasping and chuckling at this bizarre turn of events. I mean, Trump's not exactly shy about throwing shade, but doing this while cameras rolled added another level of absurdity. And poor J.D. Vance, staring out from that scene like a deer caught in Trump's headlights, looked like he wanted to disappear. Who wouldn't? The internet, of course, went ballistic. Social media erupted with memes faster than you could say. One image, showing Trump photoshopped as a schoolteacher scolding Vance like a naughty student, grabbed thousands of likes. Another had a split screen. On one side, a bewildered Vance, and on the other, Trump pointing and laughing, captioned, "When you think..."
Why do you think Trump would hesitate? I mean, I know it sounds kind of stupid what I'm saying, but it is true. If something were to happen to Trump, he has picked J.D. Vance to be the president of the United States in that instance. So,
So Trump might want at least.
Fair point.
But obviously, going along with the Constitution isn't his strong suit. Look, but that's Donald Trump. He likes for people to vie and contend for his affections on a daily basis.
The favorite but still get detention. It wasn't just the memes, the commentary was relentless. People couldn't believe the speed with which Trump, who once touted Vance as one of the GOP's strongmen, turned him into a piñata for late-night jokes. But let's face it, this isn't the first time Trump has pulled a stunt like that. His track record of turning on allies is as long as one of his rally rants. The second someone veers off course, or what he interprets as off course, he's quick to slam them. Back in 2018, Trump famously turned on Jeff Sessions. Didn't Trump support J.D. Vance just a minute ago? That's what everyone's asking after Trump publicly flips on his once favorite senator live on air. But why? What triggered this dramatic smackdown, and does Vance even know what hit him? Stick around as we break down how one of Trump's golden boys became his latest target. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Trump turning on J.D. Vance is like a chef spitting out their signature dish on national TV. Makes you stop and wonder, what in the world just happened? Just a few months ago, Vance was firmly planted in Trump's inner circle, rising star anointed by the former president himself. Trump backed him during his Senate campaign in Ohio, calling him a terrific guy who could carry forward the MAGA agenda. Vance, in turn, went all in on Trump, praising his policies, mimicking his fully leaning into the MAGA brand. For Trump, these were the marks of a loyal soldier. So, how did things fall apart so fast? Fast forward to this moment, and it's a completely different vibe. During a recent television interview that quickly turned into a spectacle, Trump unleashed one of his trademark verbal takedowns, aimed squarely at Vance. Referring to him as soft, Trump's tone was dripping with disdain, as if Vance were some lightweight who stray from Trump's shadow. Viewers were caught between gasping and chuckling at this bizarre turn of events. I mean, Trump's not exactly shy about throwing shade, but doing this while cameras rolled added a level of absurdity. And poor J.D. Vance, staring out from that screen like a deer caught in Trump's headlights, looked like he wanted to disappear. Who wouldn't? The internet, of course, went ballistic. Social media erupted with memes faster than you could say fake news. One image, showing Trump photoshopped as a schoolteacher scolding Vance like a naughty student, grabbed thousands of likes. Another had a split on one side, a bewildered Vance, the other, Trump pointing and laughing, captioned, "When you think you're the favorite but still get detention." It wasn't just the memes, the commentary was relentless. People couldn't believe the speed with which Trump, who once touted Vance as one of the GOP's strongmen, turned him into a piñata for late-night jokes. But let's face it, this isn't the first time Trump has pulled a stunt like this. His track record of turning on allies is as long as one of his rally rants. The second someone veers off course, or what he interprets as off course, he's quick to slam them. Back in 2018, Trump famously on Jeff Sessions, the attorney general he once praised Moon, calling him weak when Sessions refused to protect him during the Russia investigation. This pattern isn't or impulsive, though it often looks that way. Trump thrives on control, not just over the Republican Party, but over everyone around him. It's not about the ideals of loyalty, it's about power, maintaining it and showing it off. Publicly calling out Vance was more than Trump arrogance. It was a reminder to every Republican in the room. Step out of line and you'll get dragged into the mud, live and unfiltered in true Trump fashion. And Trump doesn't just stop at the insults. Unlike people who walk something back after being called out, Trump doubles down harder than a gambler on a losing streak. He'll criticize, deny he criticized, and do it again louder, often in the same breath. Case in point, after the interview, when reporters questioned his sharp words about Vance, Trump managed to both downplay the criticism and imply Vance deserved it. It's classic Trump. Apologies aren't his style. Owning the room, however, well, that's something he never skips. Now, here's the funny thing. Many Republicans, even some of Trump's loyal fans, couldn't quite figure out why Vance was suddenly being called soft. What did he do? Did Trump hear a rumor, or was this one of his infamous gut instincts? On the surface, we're left scratching our heads, but this isn't about J.D. Vance being soft. It's about loyalty, the glue holding Trump's world together. Or better yet, it's about Trump's definition of loyalty, one that only seems to work if you're pledging yourself to him and only him. But here's the kicker. Everyone's asking the wrong question. This isn't a storyline about J.D. Vance at all. It's about Trump, brand, his control, his showmanship. Vance, in this case, is just the supporting character in Trump's larger saga of dominance. By taking down Vance, Trump sends a message not just to other Republicans but to his fans, detractors, and the world at large. He's still the center of attention, and no one else better get too comfortable. And that brings us to the bigger picture. Why does Trump do this? Why does he treat politics like an episode of The Apprentice on steroids? What's the MAGA king's ultimate goal? Leaves a trail of discarded allies behind him. Let's talk about Trump's obsession with political theater and why, for him, humiliating allies is as crucial as any policy debate. In Trump's world, betrayals aren't just personal, they're prime-time entertainment. You'd think we were watching the season finale of a reality show, except the stage is live TV, and the drama involves the former president tossing J.D. Vance under the proverbial bus. But this isn't just about politics or even settling a score. Are performance art, and by now, one thing is clear. He's less politician, more showrunner. He doesn't just want power, he wants an audience. Let's rewind to that now infamous interview. Sure, Trump slammed Vance for being soft, but if you were paying attention, that moment wasn't just about putting Vance in his place. It was about putting everyone on notice. While trashing Vance, Trump managed to cram in some greatest hits, dismissing fake news, questioning foreign intelligence related to Iran, and throwing cryptic hints about behind-the-scenes happenings he refused to explain. It wasn't a coherent discussion, it was a spectacle. This kind of behavior is vintage Trump, refusing to clarify anything, leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, and making sure his fans and critics keep talking about him long after the cameras are off. The thing is, Trump's live TV antics with Vance aren't new. Take the G7 summit as an example. World leaders were there to discuss legitimately big issues: energy, trade, climate change, but Trump treated it like background noise to the real event, his personal drama. Everyone remembers his sudden departure. He cut his visit short, and instead of offering clear answers, he dropped a vague tweet hinting at, in his words, huge things happening. What things? Nobody knew. And honestly, that was the point. Observers summed it up perfectly. Trump dropped hints about huge things happening without ever confirming what they were, and then vanished like a magician who wants you to be distracted by how he disappeared instead of what he actually accomplished. That's Trump's magic trick. He doesn't need you to believe in his agenda. He just needs to hold your attention. Even when his behavior leaves world leaders rolling their eyes, it plays perfectly to his base. Diplomacy for Trump isn't about hashing out agreements or policies, it's about optics. In fact, when leaders like Macron and Giorgia Meloni were caught on camera chatting without him, Trump walked off entirely, reportedly irritated. And why not? To Trump, diplomacy isn't about policy, it's about proximity, about standing next to him in the photo, as one insider put it. The man doesn't just want a seat at the table, he wants to be the table. From the G7 drama to his Vance takedown, there's a method to this madness. Trump's public humiliations are less a person he's insulting and more about maintaining control. Vance being soft isn't even the real issue here, it's just a convenient narrative. Trump uses drama like a carpenter uses nails, hammering it in wherever the spotlight needs to turn toward him. That's why his insults almost never seem random, even if they feel outlandish. They exist to serve one purpose: showing everyone, no matter how loyal they've been, that only Donald Trump calls the shots. This isn't leadership, this is theatrics, a strange, surreal, made-for-TV brand of politics where mystery equals momentum and drama equals dominance. If there's ever a strategy behind throwing Vance under the bus, it's this. Trump needs constant chaos to remain relevant. That's why every move he makes creates spectacle. He doesn't care whether people agree, disagree, or outright cringe. He just cares that they're looking. Even alienating allies like Vance becomes part of the larger game. The message is clear. Just because you were anointed doesn't mean you're untouchable. Even Trump's greatest hits, like his verbal jabs at Jeff Sessions or his sudden fallout with Michael Cohen, fit this pattern. You serve a role, or you serve as an example. Either way, you serve Trump's storyline. All of this raises a bigger question. Why does Trump rely so heavily on drama? The truth is, it's not just